what's going on, guys? Duo Bros here today. Back at you with another video. And today, I really wanted to talk about... Sorry, my voice is just horrible. So I was screaming at the gym really loud because they told me to shut the fuck up. So I was like... as loud as I could. So anyway, that's not the point. The point is, today I wanted a good video idea. And you know, I see this a lot. A lot of One Piece fans bring this up. When Ace was executed, why did he not use Conqueror's Haki? And there's a few reasons for this that I'll be going over today. And I'll also be going over what is Conqueror's Haki? What is the nature? What is it exactly? How does it function? What can I do to get such an amazing power that allows me to knock the fuck out of people, right? Okay. So basically, let's scroll over here. So these are all going to be the topics I'm talking about right here. So Conqueror's Haki manifests in like this, right? So it's like you pull your spirit towards yourself and taking away the other person's spirit. And the literal translation of Haki is spirit. So exactly what happens when you use Conqueror's Haki? Well, a lot of times what we see throughout the story is that it manifests in a way that is subconscious. So it knocks people out all around you, but that's not the only perk it has. You can crack wood. You can do so much with Conqueror's Haki. You can smash things. You can just control things with your mind. It's incredible. And the stronger the Conqueror's Haki, the more you can do. So, like in this picture right here, we have Shanks. And Shanks is extremely adept at using Conqueror's Haki, possibly the strongest one we know of that can use it. And we see this right here on Whitebeard's ship, right? When Shanks walks around on Whitebeard's ship, he is showing off his Conqueror's Haki, just throwing it around. And I believe Diamond Jozu even says this. He says, look at him throwing around his Conqueror's Haki as usual. Look how strong it is, right? So Shanks walks on board the ship, and it cracks the side of the Moby Dick and knocks everybody out on the ship. I mean, it's an intense power that Shanks has. So moving on, we also later get this scene with Luffy and Doflamingo. Now you see this, the way Oda draws Conqueror's Haki manifests in different ways. So when Doflamingo kicks Luffy, and Luffy blocks it with his own Conqueror's Haki, you see Conqueror's Haki go everywhere. I mean, it's just insane, right? So this takes a physical manifestation of Conqueror's Haki to where we see the black lines, almost like a shockwave that emits after two Conqueror's Haki clash. So that's pretty cool, and again, I apologize for my voice. I don't know what the fuck happened. It's just those guys telling me what I can and can't do in the gym. But, like I said, Luffy kicked Doflamingo, counterbalancing Doflamingo's Conqueror's Haki and evening it out. To protect Law, obviously. Now, the essence of Haki itself, you do have to train to get Conqueror's Haki. However, you can be born with it, and not everybody has Conqueror's Haki. Everybody has the innate ability to use Haki, but only a select few have Conquerors. I think it's 1 in a million. Okay, so Conqueror's Haki is not that abundant. You only have very few characters in the series who have Conqueror's Haki, and those are all top tier characters, such as Luffy and Doflamingo. Okay, so as you can see here, like I said, they're clashing. It takes a physical manifestation. They say it's the will of two conquerors clashing together, and you see sparks ignite. You know, it's incredible what happens when they clash. And as you can see, they have armament Haki when they clash. So it's pretty cool when you see the physical manifestation of conquerors. So moving on, I really wanted to talk about Garp, right? Because this was an early concept. Haki was not yet conceived by Oda. This was not yet an idea Oda had yet. So we have instances within the series where characters who are top tier level were introduced earlier on in One Piece and exhibit signs of not using Conquerors. Does that mean they don't have it? Does that mean they do have it and just didn't use it? Garp obviously does have Conqueror's Haki. I think everyone in the fan base would agree with me on that. He's definitely got Conquerors. There's no doubt about it. So what happened here? Right? What the fuck happened here? Morgan, who is possibly lower tier, slashed Garp. Well, this brings up my argument way back in the East Blue saga where it's the East Blue. It's the weakest sea, right? So not only are characters weaker in the East Blue, characters who are in the East Blue are also undermined. They're not given the credit they deserve a lot of times. Hence Arlong. Remember how Arlong went to Impel Down and was released? Okay? That means Arlong should have easily had a larger bounty in the East Blue. Now he was paying off Marines, etc., etc. Morgan could be extremely powerful. We don't know because Zoro and Luffy took him out. And I also bring up the fact that when Zoro and Luffy fought every major boss in each battle, up until the Alabasta arc, they mopped the floor with everybody they fought. I mean, like, hands down, easy fights all day long. Okay, so this brings up this instance now. In this instance, Garp didn't really care that he got slashed. He didn't use armament Haki. I think because he kind of wanted to get slashed, okay? And you guys are like, what? He wanted to get slashed? What? Okay, no. Garp did not care to use armament Haki because it would have exhibited more stamina than he wanted to use at the moment. He just didn't care. He would rather just let the wound heal. It's like a scratch to him, whatever. So, Garp does definitely have armament Haki, no doubt about it. And again, you could just say this was a write-off by Oda, making a mistake earlier on in One Piece because he did not conceive the thought of conquerors later. Or earlier, rather, I should say. So, again, this was just an early concept, and this was kind of an introduction to Garp that gave a comedic effect as well. So maybe he didn't use Conqueror's Haki because Oda wanted this to be more comedic, like Garp was asleep and his guard was down. Okay, so moving on, this is really what I want to talk about right here, is Portus the Ace. Okay, now what happened with Ace, right? Excuse me. My voice is just, sorry. That's me exhibiting Conqueror's Haki right there, throwing 2 axes. Pretty cool, right? So, basically, the thing with Ace was that he kind of didn't show any willpower at the time of his execution. And you see this throughout all of One Piece, right? All the fan base goes, well, why didn't Ace use conquerors? Why didn't Ace kill everybody or knock everybody out that captured him? Well, in the latest chapter of One Piece, Luffy is in Kaido's prison and he's wearing Sea Prism cuffs, so he cannot exhibit conquerors to get out. Ace had Sea Prism stone handcuffs on him. Not only that, Haki means spirit, okay? And Ace was like spiritless. He was just depressed. He was undetermined. In order to use Conqueror's Haki, you have to have Haki. You have to have spirit. You have to have drive. And when you lose all that, you lose the ability to use Conquerors. And that is what that's about, okay? That is why Ace couldn't exhibit any Conqueror's Haki. That's why he was down and out for the count. Because he lost his will. He slowly gained it back later. But throughout that whole thing, he lost it because he lost his spirit. He lost his way. And I just wanted to explain that view real quick because a lot of people were confused as to why Ace died. Why was he executed so easily? Why did Akainu have the ability to punch a hole through him? Again, it's because he lost his will. He lost his power. He lost all willpower in that execution. He was ashamed that he was caught by Blackbeard. He was ashamed that he was up on that podium, and he was ashamed that he couldn't bring justice and honor to the Whitebeard name. So when he was executed, all of his spirit was lost. And that's why Akainu so easily punched a hole through Ace. Right? And again, Akainu, the whole thing about Akainu is that he's magma. Magma burns hotter than fire in everybody's minds. That may not be the case physically, but that's the case in our minds, right? Magma, molten rock, punches through fire, making a physical mark against fire. And I think that's really what we need to look at. And again, Ace, you know, the Conqueror's Haki with Ace was just not present because his Haki, his spirit, was not present. And that's why he was captured and executed so easily, and that's why he didn't exhibit it during the Great War. And so, to recap, in order to use Conqueror's Haki, you have to have Haki. You have to have will. You have to have willpower. And that's Oda's basis for One Piece. All the characters who are top tier on the good side have Haki, have spirit, have drive. So that's really what they need. But I'm getting a phone call, guys. Love you all. Duo Bros signing out.